here. What's up, guys? Happy Friday, September 2nd, 2022. September's here. The guy from Green Day is going to take a nap, but we got some football real soon, and we got a lot of baseball. We got a little bit of expanded rosters, not the same as it used to be, but we're going to see maybe some prospects getting some opportunities this month. I, for one, am excited because Oswaldo Peraza got called up to fill a spot. So we'll see if he gets some play time. And then, I think a lot of teams will just maybe pick up an extra pitcher, but it's going to make things interesting. And we're going to have some meaningful games down the stretch. So it's going to be a fun time for baseball. My favorite time of the year. Temps start dropping. We got multiple sports, and they're so close to the holidays. 13 games on the docket tonight, so we can't waste a ton of time. Shout out to you guys straggling through here. Get ready to do some research. If you've already done some research, be sure to share your notes with the chat, and hopefully we can carve out a player pool that's profitable. What's up, Chuck? Hope you're doing all right. Let me open up my lineups page and let's get to work. I did pre-enter the entire slate last night, or this morning rather. That way I didn't have to do too much on the air, but we'll see. So JP Sears versus Dean Creamer, still the projected pitching matchup. Tony Kemp, Sean Murphy, Seth Brown, Shea Langoliers in the cleanup spot for the Athletics. Hermes Garcia, Jonah Bride, Nick Allen, Cal Stevenson. Confirmed lineup for the Athletics, and then the Orioles lineup is out. McKenna leading off, Santander batting second. They called up Gunnar Henderson, so this team is dirty. I think it's going to be fun to look back in like a year or two and remember this time of the Orioles where we didn't know any of these guys and their prices are what they are, because man, do they got some talent. They don't have Adley Rutschman in the lineup today, but they're still really, really strong. Dean Creamer on the bump for the Orioles, 1.2 whip, 4.36 expected ERA, overperforming that expected ERA and the Sierra pretty drastically. But it is the Athletics, so it's not necessarily something that I'm bracing for regression in this particular spot. Athletics have a run total of just 3.6 here in Camden. The Orioles on the other side, 4.6. They get to go up against former Yankee JP Sears, part of the Frankie Montas trade. He has not really found his strikeout stuff in the majors. We'll see if he's looked a little bit better in his last couple starts, but in terms of swing and miss. But he's certainly somebody that it reminds me of Justice Sheffield, where he was just a big K guy in the minors. I'm not logged in. Just a big K guy in the minors. Let me log in on my other. Yeah, no. All right, that should do it. Sears. Here we go. So I just want to see if he's found some swing and miss stuff lately. No, 10% against Texas. The rest of the last month or so of games have been in the single digits on the swing and strike rate. So in contrast to his minor league stuff, he had 60 strikeouts in 47 innings this season in the minors. So way more than a strikeout per inning. But that just has not transferred to the bigs. That's interesting. 15% K rate, 8% swing and strike rate, and the Sierra and expected ERA, just like Dean Creamer. He's overperforming on that this season. I don't really have a reason to get to him on this side slate to bank on progression against a team that I think is pretty good. So I won't. I will be stacking some Orioles. I do wish Adley Rutschman was in the lineup, so I'm not going to make the Orioles a priority stack, but they got to be in the blender for today, and probably neither pitcher, and I'm probably not going to get to an onslaught athletics, right? What's up, Demetrius? What advanced settings do you recommend for Fantasy Cruncher? For baseball, let's see. I just basically do a lot of stacking. If you don't have, I don't know if you have FC Pro with the standard randomness. I just kind of like trust that. But if you don't have FC Pro and you're just like using a basic version, make sure you have some randomness to kind of encapsulate the variance of baseball. And that's pretty much it. No advance wise, that's it. I think baseball is just honor your stacking and go from there. Don't hit against pitcher, stack. I usually stack 4 or 5. I typically will stack 5 in a pinch. Lately, on some of these medium slates, I'll do 75 lineups of 5-man stacks and then 75 lineups of 4-man stacks and kind of go from there. But this isn't like football or basketball where I gotta tinker too much with the tools because that's just the way baseball is. All right, so what do we got? We got a little bit of Orioles, and that's it. Not really interested in either pitcher. I will take a peek at PrizePicks just to kind of see. JP Sears at 1.5 strikeouts for the first 3 innings. Man, I wish his minor league stuff was transferring, you know. Dean Creamer at 1.5 for the first 2 innings. Probably neither that I want to grab any action on. Any bomb detector ratings worth noting? Shea Langoliers in the cleanup spot for the Athletics. He projects pretty well here. Remember, Orioles park now a little bit harder for righties to get one out if they're pull hitters. And then on the Orioles side, no massive grade. So probably something I'm sticking away from, you know. All right, let's get the Rangers game punched in. And we will be good. Keuchel versus Pivetta. Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Nathaniel Lowe, Dallas Garcia, Jonah Heim, Leody Taveras, Cole Calhoun, Ezekiel Duran, Bubba Thompson, Keuchel on the bump. Cool. On the other side, Tommy Pham, Verdugo, Bogarts, Devers, JD, Trevor Story, Kike, Christian Arroyo, Connor Wong. All right. And then pitching matchup is still Pivetta versus Keuchel. Rangers have a 3.9 run total. The Red
8
Sox.
Game super chatted $8. I wish Gundaker could have content out every day.
Oh, shucks. Trust me, I will. 8 Game. I think you've only found me during baseball. Man, NBA is an animal, bro. It's like clockwork. Last year, I think I started the streams at 1 p.m. my time. We did an hour of props, then we did about 2 hours of DFS, and then of course I got my 2-hour run DFS. It's a grind. Then baseball is just a little bit more expendable in my calendar, in my itinerary, because right, we got 20, 30 viewers. It's just not as popular. So in the summertime, sometimes I need some days off. Sometimes I just have other stuff going on. But we will have a lot of content out during basketball, definitely for NFL next week. And then as much as I can, I'll keep pumping out baseball since it's my love. But I definitely appreciate the on-brand $8 donation from 8 Game, man. I appreciate that, and I definitely appreciate the compliment. Keuchel, not pitching him, 5.3 expected ERA, 14% K rate. There's really nothing there that I want other than to literally pick on him. He has been, man, he's kicking the can down the road right now, just trying to get by, get more game checks, because it's looking like the tail end of his career. In Fenway, he's bringing a 9% swinging strike rate on the season. He did hit 13.5% swinging strike rate against the Tigers. Did he change, like, I don't know, pitch usage? No. 50%? No. Change up? No. He just had better results there. Tigers are kind of rough. Red Sox have a 5.6 run total. I'm going to want Red Sox in the blender for sure. Just a contact pitcher against some really, really strong and powerful bats. A ton of barrel rates, pushing 9, 8%, 10% here. Lowest barrel rate I got right now is Alex Verdugo at 6.7%. I'm still not leaving them out the mix here, but man, if you're gonna let these guys put the ball in play in Fenway, I'm in. Nick Pivetta on the bump for the Red Sox. I really don't think I get to him today. His underlying metrics, a big slate like this, 26 teams. We got Alcantara, Luis Castillo, Davies, Starling Marta. We just got a lot of upper echelon, not even upper echelons, but names that are just like safer than a guy like Nick Pivetta. I'm really not all that enthralled. I guess you can make a case that once you get past Corey Seager, this lineup does present plenty of strikeouts. But man, is Pivetta kind of hard to sweat. 4.67 expected, or excuse me, 4.67. I guess the expected FIB, xFIP against lefties. That's going to bode pretty well for Seager and Nate Lowe. Lowe's been a beast since the All-Star break. Corey Seager, 135 WRC plus. I think since the beginning of last year or this year. I forget what that's pulling. And then, of course, a couple of these sneakier bats. Adolis Garcia I put in the mix as well. I might just actually have the Rangers in the blender in Fenway. Just a big park boost there. And Pivetta can give up some power. A 1.1 home run per night to lefties, 1.4 to lefties, 1.1 to righties. So I'll get to a little bit of Rangers. I'll have more Red Sox than Rangers, and I just can't see myself getting to either pitcher at an aggressive rate. What up, Steve? Won 200K in DFS basketball. I can't imagine how much I could have won if I was privy to your content. Basketball, man. I mean, I love doing the basketball content, right? But I would say that the basketball content it's really not. You know what I'm saying? Baseball, I give you numbers, right? Give you numbers, and it's really not an opinionated or gut feeling sport. Basketball, I feel like 50% of my streams, if not more, it's me and Raj arguing with each other. We're having fun shooting the breeze. But we all know basketball it's not really a slate until lock because of all the news. So basketball is more of a game of adjusting to news rather than anything else. Metrics do exist in NBA to an extent, but they're really not as valuable as they are in baseball, I guess. Or I don't know if I'm trying to explain it, but basketball is really just salary value and who's getting scratched, who's injured, who's getting, who's sick, who's out for the day, and gravitating towards that. But man, 200K, that's incredible. Nice work. What's up, Steve? You doing all right? Let's get the Royals game punched in. Daniel Lynch versus Drew Hutchison. MJ Melendez, he got scratched the other day. Or was it Salvi that got scratched? One of those two got scratched. Bobby Witt, Salvador Perez, Nick Prado, Michael A. Taylor, Michael Massey, Hunter Dozier, Kyle Isbell in the 8th spot. Drew Waters. Boom. I would say NBA. I don't know. Where would we say NBA is a skill? I guess keeping up with news is a skill. It's what used to make NBA so profitable, and now everyone keeps up with the news. But I used to love my early. That's what made me a full-time DFS player. Was the NBA season where a guy would get scratched 15 minutes before lock, still have ownership, and his backup would not have ownership. You just don't see that anymore. Now you'll see a guy get scratched 15 minutes before lock. His backup will be 40% owned that fast, It's a different time. You whippersnappers. Royals have a 4.3 run total. Tigers 4.4. 81 degrees out there in Comerica. Neither pitcher really tugging at my heartstrings. 1.4 on the whip for Hutchison, 1.5 for Lynch, 4.76 on the expected ERA, over 5 expected ERA for Hutchison. So it's more offense than pitching here. The Tigers against lefties definitely a little bit more to average in the WRC plus department versus their righty splits. So it makes them more playable. This 1 through 5 in the confirmed lineup against lefties, hits for a really decent average, and then Baez and Eric Haas hit for great power as well. Haas leads this team, the Tigers, in the bomb detector, and he's third in the game in bomb detector rating behind Michael Massey. That might be a product of low sample size, and then Nick Prado, not a product of low sample size. We know he's got some power. So if I were to pull away two names to look for in this game on power, probably Prado and Haas. But certainly think that you could pick on Drew Hutchison. The Tigers bullpen has been great at limiting power. The Royals bullpen, not so much. I believe we looked this up the other day, and I'm pretty sure the Royals bullpen came in as the worst bullpen in all of baseball. Teams pitching. So this late in the year, I love stats like that because it gives us a more quality 9 innings of expectations, or for the home team, 8 innings. Yeah, Royals have a bullpen xFIP of 4.48, and they have a 103 home run per nine, which I don't think leads the league, but that also might be Kauffman park factor induced, where it's top 11, but maybe in more hitter. And this isn't a much more home run friendly park, but something to keep in mind going into more home run friendly parks. So yeah, this is a spot where I guess if you like some Tigers, it makes sense. I don't know that I would go full 5 here, but I definitely like Eric Haas. He'll be in the blender for me. And then 1 through 5 is very playable. And do we stack Royals? Royals, I feel like balance out a stack a little bit more in terms of a team where I don't need a home run from everyone. We've seen stolen base potential from Bobby Witt. We know Melendez and Salvi both have power. Salvi, incredible power. Nick Prado, very powerful. So I think right now I kind of want to leave both teams as 3-man stacks and kind of go from there. But man, this reminds me of the other day where Eric Fetty faced off against Cole Irving, and we got another spot. Rough, bad righty, bad lefty, and we saw that Nats and A's game kind of pop off here. So don't forget, bad hitting can beat bad pitching. Let's get caught up on chat. What up, Josh? Waiting for NBA news is something I don't wish on my enemies. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, NBA is they're skilled, don't get me wrong, but the process is a little bit different than baseball. Like, I don't really care about, what's the word? Like, 3-point percentage is, like, important, but, like, it's also not. Like, for me, I'm doing a lot of salary hunting and stuff like that. So the stats aren't as, at least for me, important as baseball. It's just really a game of who are the value plays for the day based on news, and then go get your studs, right? Studs and scrubs almost every day. Hutch getting 3 innings to get 1.5 Ks on PrizePicks. Man, that's, I know that's a lot of innings, right? 3 innings, you don't even need to be a strikeout per inning, but man, I just don't love his metrics there. If I had Garcia instead of JD last night, it would have meant more iron in my account. Oh man, JD instead of Garcia. Is this baseball? Or is that like golf or something? I use Josh from Osimo as inspiration for NBA process. Created model for projection and quickly adjust for news. His process. Yeah, Josh Engelman. Really anything on the stochastic channel is really good. I think that's the sharpest NBA team in the industry. Adam, Josh, Laffy. Adam, I think, is like a genius. Love NBA news. I feel everything that breaks for news gives me an edge. Yeah, for sure. It'll shift. It shifts ownership back and forth. And then with the NBA, it doesn't stop at lock. You know what I mean? There's even more edge post-lock. You don't really see people needing to late swap in baseball. And as football's back and NBA on the horizon, late swap's a big part of what's left of edge in DFS, in my opinion, because it's underutilized. And when a basketball player gets scratched at 8:30, an hour and a half after main slate locks on a game you really weren't paying attention to. We see it all the time last year with the Suns. It's an opportunity to go get a lone guy that could explode, why the name change on Osmo. I don't know the official reason, but I assume it's to do with the explosion of sports betting, and they just wanted a more neutral umbrella to be under as they grow. Yandy Diaz, Manuel Margot, David or G-Man Choi. We're gonna move on to the Yankee game. We don't have a Yankee lineup. I am on pins and needles waiting to see if Oswaldo Peraza will start. I would understand if he didn't, because I do think that there's, he might be just a call-up because of the expanded roster spot. But I also would understand if the sense of urgency is real now, right? Dude, we're in September, losing skids. We got to stop them. And this is an important series against the Rays in terms of the AL East. The Rays have made it to 6 games back of the Yankees in the AL East. So is this a 3 or 4 game series Yankees schedule? Really, 3 wins by the Rays would, bam, they're right there, right? 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3-game series against the Rays. If the Rays swept the Yankees here, it's wide open. So I understand the sense of urgency. If the Yankees called up Peraza as a, hey, we need this bat over Higashioka because we know we're getting Higgy and it's not working. So if we can at least lateral with a guy that has more spunk, more power, then that's just what we got to do. So big series down here in Tampa. Yankees lineup, from what I see, not out yet. Right? Yeah, not out yet. Domingo Germán pitching for the Yankees today. He's got a 9.7% swinging strike rate with a 18% overall K rate. Expected metrics very much so underwhelming versus his results so far. So you might expect some regression his way. However, we also know that Tropicana can play pitcher friendly, and I also don't expect a long leash on a guy like Domingo Germán. So I don't think I get to either pitcher, but I think Jeffrey Springs. Maybe I want to say either pitcher. I think Jeffrey Springs is absolutely playable. Big K rate numbers from him. I think he just dominated the Yankees a couple weeks back. Yeah, 19.5 fantasy points. Only got 4 strikeouts that game, and that was before Stanton came back. So you throw Stanton in the mix, you throw Oswaldo Cabrera in the mix, maybe things get shooken up a little bit. But I want to see Peraza's name before I get too happy. If you guys are unfamiliar with Oswaldo Peraza, he and Anthony Volpe have been 2 of the most touted prospects in all of minor league baseball, and they've been untouchable for Brian Cashman in trades, meaning he didn't want to let go of either one of these 2. Why is Peraza not showing up? Let's see, Oswaldo Peraza. What? Oswaldo Peraza. I'm just gonna Google the page. There it is. Oh, Oswald. I keep saying Oswaldo. I'm stupid. Oswaldo Cabrera. In the minors, Peraza, 777 OPS, steals a ton of bases, has 100 hits in the minors and 386 at bats with 19 bombs. So an upgrade over Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in every category offensively. And that's just what the Yankees need. They need somebody that they can lean on to maybe give them a little bit of spunk. And you feel like he's probably a lateral to IKF. But anyway, so long story short, he's been untouchable as well as Volpe. So it's time to see if prospect hugging is the right move. We've passed on a lot of star shortstops and a lot of potential trades like Luis Castillo, like Juan Soto, where guys like Peraza were part of the asking price. So we'll see if he can cash that check here. But I do think Springs is playable at 7,300. 27% K rate, expected ERA, really nice at 3.5, 3.2 Sierra. All things considered, the park factor is in his favor, and then grabbing a Yankee team off a rocky West Coast trip, a little bit of travel back to Florida. So I'll have a little bit of springs here. What are we looking at springs wise from PrizePicks? I will not hear a bad man. I don't hate IKF, but he's so incredibly below average, really, but average. Bro, I think the last time I checked, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa had 2 barrels all year. Like, he'll make contact, but it's so low quality that you just don't care. In 2022, he has a 0.9% barrel rate. That's not what you want. 0.7 barrel per plate appearance. And that's just at the end of the game when you're down 2 or whatever, and he's in the box, man. You just don't feel good about that. So I don't know. And his defense is shaky. He's made some sparklers, but he's also made some bad plays. South Park has some ties to Osmo or something like that. They even did some shows where they just called. Yeah, they had a character named Osmo. It was evil, but I don't. I think that's like a weird conspiracy theory. I don't think that's it. I just think they wanted a more neutral name. But I don't know. I don't know the actual answer. I've always liked this game. I like Isaiah. So a lot of the Yankee players that suck, I'm not as harsh as the other Yankee fans out there, right? I like Joey Gallo. He's so likable. Sonny Gray, so likable. Aaron Hicks. I love listening to Aaron Hicks. But you don't perform out there under the big lights, man. You can't miss it. And it sucks. So then it's like super bittersweet when a guy like Sonny Gray for another team, and same with Joey Gallo, do so well. It's like, man, what happened? And then, we, as a statistic nerd, we never really quantify the difference it is to play in a big market, and especially a market like New York. Well, they'll boo you off the field, and you just wonder, is it part of that? Like, is that the humanistic side of baseball? Domingo Germán right now, I'm probably not going to get to. I don't know that full 5-man stacks on either side is something I want. I do think Kevin Cash, when he needs, in the Rays organization, when they need to get something done and they understand how important this series is, 6-game difference, 3-game series, they could really make some damage here. I would imagine that they got all kinds of tips and tricks in their back pocket here. So you might see some platoons, you might see some crazy bullpen management. So I don't know. I'll get to some springs here, but I'm probably not going to 5-man stack either team here. And then as far as the bomb detector goes, getting a decent rating from Aaron Judge. Shocker. No one else is getting me a massive rating. A lot of ISO from the Yankees though, so we'll have some access to them, right? What up, Ayo? Goat gun. Hey, by the way, chat, we've got another NFL season-long league, and I believe we're over halfway. Yeah, we're over halfway full. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. We're gonna draft Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to know that, it's $50. Get in there. PayPal, DM me on Twitter or in the free Discord, and we'll get you in there. And then we'll probably draft like we did last Sunday live on this channel. And we'll have the voice chat open in Gundecker Gaming. And we'll have some fun. It'll be fun. Lots of fun. Could have been joking. Well, Greg said that about Osmo. Greg is a troll. It's very possible, but I feel like that would have been more. I don't know. I feel like he might have been trolling on that. But I love Greg. Greg's sense of humor is so underwhelming. Like, if you don't know him, or if you didn't watch a lot of content at first, you wouldn't understand he's joking sometimes. But he's quick, man. He's a comedian. Mets, Nimmo, Starling Marte, Lindor, Pete Alonso, Vogelbach, Jeff McNeil, Mark Canda's batting 7th, Eduardo Escobar, Tomas Nido in the 9th spot, and Gray. All right, cool. 2.9 is the run total for the Nats here. Mets sitting on 4.8. David Peterson, a 27% K rate. The expected ERA a little high, the whip a little bit high. That is correlated with his incredible walk rates to both sides of the plate. An 11% walk rate to lefties, 10% walk rate to righties. So needs to throw more strikes. But walk problems has basically been in his. It's just a part of his game for every season that we've seen him in the big. So something to deal with. Let's see. David Peterson, 8.3. I think the last 4 games get a little microcosm of his floor, median, and ceiling. And I think the ceiling is worth grabbing some shares of. And the fact that the Nats have a sub-3 implied total probably makes you feel like his ceiling's a little bit more likely in this spot than not. The Nats have been a team I've always been pessimistic to pitch against this season. And I'll wait for the official lineup before getting too enthralled. But it's not like it's a massive strikeout team. But there are strikeouts to be had. So a 27% K rate, 12% swing and strike rate can usurp any of these, 16, 18% K rates. So definitely think we get to some Peterson. What did we have Peterson's pitch count at last game? He went 100 pitches, so that's a great sign. And then what are the books got him at on a strikeout prop? And then maybe the fantasy points. So 33.5 fantasy points, 98.5 pitching, and 5.5 K. So we'll have to get to a little bit of Peterson. A little bit. David Peterson, tier 3. Bomb detector wise, Joey Meneses is going to project pretty doggone well. Doesn't strike out much. When Peterson doesn't strike you out, this year a 0.5 homer per 9 to righties. Last year 1.61. The year prior over 1. So is he due for regression? Well, the advanced metrics, the batted ball data, kind of on his side. A 51% ground ball rate, 33% hard contact rate. So below average in the hard contact department, above average in the line drive department. 1 in 4 batted ball events are line drives. I think that does, if you are looking to pick on him, that does match up well for a guy like Joey Meneses, who has been great so far against lefties. And then that's coming from what he did in the minors. Obviously, he's not going to hit 425 and 1.2 OPS, stuff like that. It's going to come down a little bit, but he's going to be above average and a good power guy against lefties long term, I do believe. But that's probably it. I'm just cherry picking guys like that. Lane Thomas, somebody else I might get to as a 1-2 handcuff there. The Mets lineup against Josiah Gray. Josiah Gray's kind of strikeout or home run, right? A 3 true outcome pitcher. Also walks lefties at a 15% clip. Definitely a guy that could implode and pay off a stack real fast. We've also seen him break a couple of slates because of his strikeout potential. 32 fantasy points against the Phillies in July, 27 against the Rangers, 30 against Cincy. Cincy, of course, are a much worse team all the way around as compared to the Mets. But I don't think I get to the Josiah Gray experience today. I don't think there's any way you can not stack the Mets. The Nats bullpen exploitable. Yankees lineup just came out. What do we got? Why? I see. I had that feeling. I had a feeling Peraza is strictly. Not going to say strictly, but I felt like roster expansion. He's earned that spot. And he's gonna ride the pine until he can't. But man, I would have liked to see his name in the lineup. All right, I'm sorry, chat. You know me. All right, Mets stacked for sure. We gotta get in the blender. Mets have a 4.8 run total. Against Josiah Gray specifically, power lefty Daniel Vogelbach in the lineup. We gotta be very cautious of his platoon. So maybe DraftKings at 4K we feel a little less inclined to click, but 2,500, 2.5 implied at bats might be enough at that price point. And then the Nats might, let me see what their bullpen looks like. They'll probably keep another righty out, right? Unless they're really, all they got is Jake McGee. McGee pitched 2 of the last 3 days. At least that's what I got now. They might have filled in the gaps here. So You can see Cishek. Man, they used a lot of people yesterday. So they probably do have some reinforcements. But Vogelback's in play. But just be cognitive of the pinch hit risk. But Mets, I will have some Mets full 5-mans. I think you have to against Josiah Gray. He's just that fruitful. Let's see. Against Nimmo. Nimmo might be a decent walk opportunity. So let's see what we got on the board for Mets fantasy points against. We don't have anything for Nimmo. We got Starling Marta at 7 fantasy points. If he draws a walk, but the walks are more so against lefties and righties, so I can't really bank on the walk for him. But there is power. So when Starling Marte doesn't strike out, we've seen a little bit of pop from him as of late. I would have liked something on Nimmo, lead off Nimmo. We would have got him around 7 fantasy points. I probably would have flirted with the over, but we don't. And we only have 4 home run squares. Come on, man. Let's get some more. Open up this board. Do it. All right, let's get the Mariners game punched in. J-Rod, Ty France, Mitch Haniger. Bro, I loved the Mariners home run triangle 2 days ago. And our boy came through, Santana. Not Santana, Suarez. I think Santana homer too, actually. But Suarez came through in like his first at bat. I loved it. Kyle Raleigh, J.P. Crawford. Hit the Quan, Rosario, J-Ram, Naylor, Andres, Jimenez, Oscar Gonzalez, Richie Palacios, Austin Hedges, and Will Benson. So both lineups confirmed here. 4.1 run total for the Mariners, 3.6 for the Guardians. 3.6 for the Guardians. Castillo has been a beast. Oh man, it's doing that thing again. All right, chat. There's another Luis Castillo somewhere that's messing up my numbers. I might have to just fix this now. He's on Detroit. All right, let's go to live data. Give me a second, chat. Let's fix this because I gotta have it showing correctly in the Bond Chapter. Luis Castillo, Detroit. That's one. That's 2. That's 3. This happens a lot in baseball. A lot. Where there's so many people in the league. A couple guys end up having the same name. And sometimes it's like Luis Garcia, a pitcher for the Astros. There's a Luis Garcia for the Nats. That's not as annoying. That's more annoying for like salary pools and stuff like that. But when you have 2 guys that pitch, and this ain't the first time this has happened. Luis Castillo, that's him. All right, I think that's all of them. Pretty sure that's all of them. All right, that's all of them. So that should fix the data pool. Much better. 27% K rate for Luis Castillo. 3.3 expected ERA. 3.37 Sierra against lefties. 3.67 xFIP. Still a 25% K rate, so absolutely in play. The Guardians, so as a team, not a big strikeout team, 17.5%. So you're betting on talent a little bit here, and they do hit for a great average. So I kind of play the ownership game on him. You got to go up there and get him on Fanduel. 10.8K, 9.9 on DK is also kind of steep, but the talent is absolutely there. So I can't see a world where I don't get to some Castillo tonight unless he's way over-owned. And then I'll just kind of hope he doesn't break the slate. But I believe he just pitched against the Guardians. And I believe, apparently, he did all right. 28.5 fantasy points, 10K, 6 innings, went nuclear. So back-to-back starts against the same team, especially a team like the Guardians that are kind of scrappy. I don't know if he can strike oil back-to-back, but if he's low enough owned, I'll get to him. Yeah, I know. You ever figure out who Sean V is? It's me. Same birth certificate, too. Oh, man. And Plesac got scratched, right? Yeah, it's Cody Morris. Cody Morris. So we need to figure out who Cody Morris is. Despite already being 25 and coming with some durability concerns, Morris is one of the most exciting pitching prospects in the game. He boasts several plus pitches and logged a 1.69 ERA, 0.7 whip. Oh, dude, imagine he had a 1.69 ERA and a 0.69 whip. 39 Ks in 21 innings across 9 rehab appearances for most of his shoulder. Holy cow. All right, let's see what you got, kid. Cody Morris. How many innings we talking here? 28th, he went 2 innings, so that can't be much. I don't think the lease is long enough here to get enthralled. Any power problems? 2 homers in the month of August. That's it. No more than, yeah, all right. Big ground ball guy, 1.13 ground out to error ratio. So kind of hard to expect much against him because he seems like he's good. Seems like he's a ground ball pitcher. Of course, we see people get into the bigs and lose all of their mojo. So it's possible that the Mariners could pay off, but 4.1 run total, not really anything other than maybe some one-offs here for me pre-flop. But only 2 or 3 innings in the minors here. This might turn into a bullpen game for the Guardians, in which case their bullpen's been fine. So Guardians stack against Castillo, probably not. J-Ram, Naylor. It would be lefties that I want to get some exposure to. Only a 40% ground ball rate to lefties so far this season for Castillo. Had been at 50% clip the last 2 years, and the hard contact has gone up quite a bit. The line drive rate's up as well. So these are some high barrel lefties. J-Ram, Josh Naylor, certainly the 2 that I would be watching the at-bats for against Castillo. And that's all I got to say about that. What's up, Travis? We stacking those Yankees? Probably not, man. Probably not. I think you can get away with some Jeffrey Springs exposure too. Man, sometimes you read a DM that you're not expecting. And that was one of those times. Oh, man. All right, let's get the Marlins and Braves game typed up. Wendell, Brian Anderson's batting second. Garrett Cooper. Man, I am groggy today. This is going to be a nap day for sure. Little couch nap. Nothing like baseball naps. Oh my God, they're the best. I can't sleep during a Yankee game though. But I don't know, man. Some of the Yankee Rays games in Tropicana get really boring. And this Yankees lineup doesn't look very exciting. At least the bottom half. Sleep between Judge at-bats. Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Travis d'Arnaud, Michael Harris, Vaughn Grissom, Ozuna. I'm Osuna from the Braves. Braves have a 4.1 run total. Marlins a 3.1. 4-point runs against Sandy Alcantara. The disrespect, man. So Alcantara is, unfortunately, in the National League, right? I was going to say he's the best pitcher in the National League, but man, we have seen some performances out of the NL. DeGrom the other night, and then last night, Spencer Strider. But Alcantara, game by game, it's just been nuts with it. 9 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings, 9 innings. Just a lot of length from him. He's averaging 40 fantasy points in 2 games against the Braves this season. He's just really, really good. So it's almost impossible not to get exposure to him. And then the Braves, for as good as the Braves are, they also have a little bit of strikeout potential in that lineup. Vaughn Grissom at 19%, Olsen at 20% on the low end of the lineup so far, but a lot of 1-4s. So a guy like Sandy Alcantara not going to waste a lot of pitches trying to get straight to business, and doesn't give up a ton of barrels. 5% barrel rate, has to be in the pool. Man, I don't know that I've ever put him in the tier 3. Yeah, but I'm going to start him off as a 3. And then Charlie Morton, I'm going to start off as a 2 on the other end here. Morton has a 28% K rate, 12% swing and strike rate. I mean, he's really, really boosted. He had a rough start, too. I remember his swing and miss stuff to start the season was pretty rough. Let me go pull up his game log. In this particular lineup with the Marlins, just Joey Wendell and Miguel Rojas have sub 20% K rates against righties since the beginning of last year. The rest of the lineup, 1-5 to 1-4. So not a bad spot for him. Plate discipline here. New bar leading off. Let's go. Yeah, look at the first 5 games of Charlie Morton this year. 7% swing and strike rate. 5, 4, 5. We were ready to call him washed and send him to the old folks home, and then just 17%, 17%. It's nutty with it, right? And then Cardinals are a tough matchup, so we're gonna get to a decent chunk of Charlie Morton. 9.3, 9.8, and I also expect some length out of him as well. So neither team gonna profile massively on the stack list, but I do think this is one of those times where the Braves are gonna come in low owned because of Alcantara and how good he is. Even if people don't play Alcantara, they'll respect him enough not to stack against him. And then at that point, we can bet on talent a little bit for this Braves team, because this is a very well-rounded team to get some access to. 5.7, 5.5, 6K for 1 through 3 on the Braves. I get it, they're expensive, but if they're going to be 1% owned, and I mean it, 1% owned or less, and I think that's very possible here on a 13-game slate, I just bet on talent. I get some access to it and hope for the best. Don't really have aspirations to get to 5 Marlins in the lineup, but we'll see. I like Cobb or Alcantara lower on pivot. I can get with that. So I assume Morton is not without ownership if we want to roster him. Twins lineup: Luis Ariz, Correa, Kepler, Miranda, Nick Gordon, Gio Urshela, Jake Cave, Gary Sanchez, and Celestino. Where did I hit? Dang. How many games we got? 2, 4, 5. I gotta hurry up, huh? I'm just talking. Celestino. That's been just that massive can't miss spot. I hate trusting the Red Sox and the Mets. I don't mind, but Josiah Gray is a little bit trolly with it. Haven't looked at one team yet and be like, yep, that's the team for me. Davis Martin, 4.9 expected ERA. Twins, yep, that's the team for me. Now, 4.4 run total for the Twins here. White Sox have, I'm assuming they're going to be without La Russa for a little bit. Twins still without Byron Buxton, and no Jorge Polanco in this lineup as well. So, 2 of my favorite guys to target for the Twins, not options. But I just like picking on bad pitching, and Davis Martin has been just an incredible 2 numbers here. 12.8% swing and strike rate with a 17% K rate. One of these things is not like the other, right? You usually see regression to one of those sides. I think in his case, I remember playing him earlier this season. I think he had strikeout stuff in the minors, but that's just off the dome. Sonny Gray's absolutely in play for me here, 8,100. I like righties against the White Sox. We'll see what version of this White Sox team they roll out, but this is a depleted version of the White Sox, or has been. No Tim Anderson, no Luis Robert. Yoel Moncada has been banged up, so definitely not as much name value. And Sonny Gray can be very, very serviceable at 8,100 on DraftKings. 35 fantasy points against KC. I would even take, 16, 18 fantasy points as a median projection, and just hope he doesn't implode. So I'll probably put him in the tier 2 here, Sonny Gray, but that's more so weighted for the DraftKings side versus the Fanduel side. But I think at 9,100 on Fanduel, he's certainly in play. This is a scrappy version of the White Sox lineup, and it's projected that doesn't strike out a bunch. So we are betting on talent a little bit. And Sonny Gray doesn't. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and make him tier 3. I was going to say Sonny Gray hasn't been striking out much himself, so maybe the ceiling should be a little bit lower, but I could see him eating some innings, getting some outs. Do we have a Sonny Gray out prop that's worth attacking? 15.5 outs. So I kind of like that. I kind of like a thought of a more contact-prone matchup. Meaning he's not going to need 6-7 pitches to fight off guys in strikeouts. Just let him ground out. He has a 48% ground ball rate to righties this season. Likely going to see at least half righties in this lineup. So I might get on that 15.5 out prop for Sonny Gray. The other concern I would maybe have is his pitch count, which 90, 69, 90, 80, 90. So we'll probably have an expectation of 90 pitches needing to get into the 5th inning. So it's not a lock. We'll see though. No Davis Morton for me. I think Twins are justifiable. We're gonna put them in the bottom of the blender just to add some more teams here. It's been pretty light. We do have a White Sox lineup before we move on. Andrew Vaughn, Abreu, Gavin Sheets batting cleanup. Let's go. Yasmani Grandal, AJ Pollock. No, that was right. Lurie Garcia, Josh Harrison, and Romy Gonzalez. Boom. We added a little bit of strikeout to the bottom of the lineup. A little bit. Oh no, it's Sean. White Sox pitcher just got scratched. Let's see. Luis Robert on paternity list. Joe Kelly will start in place of Davis Morton. So that's going to be a full bullpen game then. That's a good catch. I appreciate that, Mike. So Joe Kelly is, you guys remember him. He was on the Red Sox, got in a fight with Tyler Austin. Then he went to the Dodgers and he beamed one of the Astros when he had that duck face meme. So I would assume this means full bullpen game, in which case, who knows what's going to happen matchup-wise, right? 1-1-1, yeah. Who might we guess as a long reliever for the White Sox? Control F, White Sox. I haven't seen anyone throw over like 30 pitches. Jimmy Lambert, Reynaldo Lopez. We've seen him start before. Maybe he's somebody that could be a long reliever. But he pitched yesterday, so probably not. Yeah, it just might be full bullpen game. Get some outs as much as you can. So probably expect a bit of pitching to contact today. Bink the Brewers back showdown last night. $10 entry while I'm at 1K. Let's go. That's awesome, Sean. Did you have any like fire contrarian approach to accomplish that, or you just got lucky? Cubs, Adrian Sampson against Jordan Montgomery. Cardinals, Nootbaar, Donovan, Goldie, Nolan Arenado, Tyler O'Neill, Corey Dickerson, Nolan Gorman, Yadier Molina, Tommy Edman. Cardinals have a 5 implied run total. Cubs 3.2. I think I heard somewhere, I don't remember where. I think I heard that Corey Dickerson had the highest batting average since the All-Star break. Are these facts? Are these facts? Let's see, average. Nate Lowe does. Or maybe this is maybe it's amongst qualified. So we'll go 30 at bats. And maybe it was just complete and utter cap. So Mark Mathias is above him in 30 plate appearances. And Corey Dickerson has 72 plate appearances since the All-Star break, batting .414. That's pretty nutty. A 1 WAR, 1.4% walk rate though. He ain't there to take pitches. 18% K rate, 200 ISO, a 482 BABIP. Wow. 614 slug. Well, good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Adrian Sampson, 1.34 whip, 4.48 expected ERA. Finally, a team that we're adding to the stack list with a little bit of confidence, right? Give me Cardinals or give me Albert Pujols pinch hit dong. Sampson, definitely very beatable, especially against righties. 1.8 homer per 9 to righties, 298 average allowed. The barrel rate's only at 6% this year with a 1.8 homer per 9, so that's interesting. But yeah, just a very, very hittable guy. So give me the Cardinals here. And then even though we do have some 6K bats in the Cardinals lineup today, we also have 2,700 Donovan, 3K Newpar, Corey Dickerson, and that aforementioned batting average is literally min price on DraftKings.com today. It feels like an opportunity at value, whether or not you believe regression is coming or not, and it is at 480 BABIP. That's just probably a broken price point, right? So we'll put him in the value pool. And yeah, we're stacking Cardinals. We're doing that. Get caught up in chat. Big Bino. When I was watching the game, he said he was hitting like 400 since the break. That's nuts, man. I was sweating Carson Kelly last at bat. All you need is a walk, and the dude on second would have passed me. Oh, that's a sweat, bro. You guys that might be new to MLB DFS, back in my day on Fanduel, they had negative points for outs. Y'all remember that? So you could be in first place and the guy behind you have nobody, right? But if your guy makes outs, you would go backwards. Sweating outs is like the craziest thing to do in baseball because it's the most likely outcome. Lance McCullers against Reed Detmers. Astros and the Angels. We got a 4.8 run total for the Astros, 3.9 for the Angels. I think both pitchers in a different matchup I'd be interested in. I guess Lance McCullers against the Angels is interesting, but so far as metrics underlying wise, not great. 19% K rate, 1.4 whip, 4.6 expected ERA. The actual ERA overperforming it. But this is a beatable Angels team, I guess. A lot of red, a lot of strikeout potential in this lineup. Let's go look at the pitch report on McCullers. Are we using a lot of breaking balls again? It used to be like curveball, 25% curveball, 20% slider rate. Yeah, cool. And they don't hit that. So we might have to get to a little bit of Lance McCullers, just a little bit. Because apparently... All right, I'm going to put Jeffrey Springs in tier 2, guys. But don't tell anybody I did this. We'll put Lance McCullers in the tier 3. And I don't think I can play Reed Detmers, but I get it. He's found some strikeout ability. I just don't pitch against the Astros, and I feel even less inclined to do it on like a 26 team slate. You know what I mean? Like, man, is he really going to be optimal? He went down and came back and had this string of double-digit strikeout or swinging strikeout rates, and then Detroit and Toronto went back down to earth a little bit. I'd just rather stack the Astros than play Reed Detmers, and I think that's the play for me. So we'll put the Astros on the stack list. And what do we got for bomb detector? We got 4 on Altuve, and then 3.97 on Mike Trout. Mike Trout, because I don't strike out. Minus a quarter. What up, Quinn? Yeah, man. Oh, it was crazy. Crazy times. All right, we got 3 games left. I'm trying to speed you out of here. That way we're not crossing wave wires. Brewers and the D-backs. Yep. Cannot play Trevor Story and Christian Arroyo, both second base only, and starting Connor Wong at center, a catcher who went dong happy last month in AAA. Did he? That's a good call out. Let me go look at that. I didn't know that. Is this racist? Is he Colton Wong's brother? That's probably. I'm guessing yes, but I'm afraid to look this up and hate my life. Let's see splits. What's his overall number? 838 OPS in the minors. 280. Yeah. Pretty good. 15 bombs. Nice. All right, Eric Lauer up against Zach Davies. Lauer 4.27 expected ERA. You talk about regression from the beginning of the season. He went full on fake, and I was sitting here like, nope, this ain't real. And people are like, oh, it's real, bro. I'm like, no. I don't think I get to. I know I don't get to any Davies here, but man, Lauer's not off limits, but I already have so many names in the junk box that I don't know that I add Lauer to the mix. And I do think this D-backs lineup, if it comes out, it is out. Carson Kelly, Josh Rojas, Ketel Marte, Walker, Emmanuel Rivera, Jake McCarthy, Stone Garrett, Corbin Carroll. So Corbin Carroll and Stone Garrett, I like a lot. One more Defoe sighting. Wow. I thought you were dead. So to the D-backs' credit, this version of their lineup projects not terrible against lefties. And remember, Corbin Carroll, one of the top prospects in all of baseball. So for his stats not to populate, this could be a tough spot for Lauer. So I think that's gonna just reaffirm that I'm out on Lauer here, and I'm probably in on some D-backs if I'm being honest. Lauer 1.7 homer per 9 to righties this season, 4.3 xFIP, just a 30% ground ball rate, 22% line drive rate. I mean, I'm getting decent bomb ratings for a couple of these guys. Carson Kelly, Ketel Marte, and the Stone Garrett, 1.4 OPS, completely sustainable, right? Do a refresher on him from the minors. 900 OPS, so that's good. Let's see if we can split that up against lefties. He's a righty, so I imagine this power split is going to be against lefties. And against lefties, he had no. That's not true. No, it is true. No, it's not true. He's got power to both sides of the plate. He hits lefties for less average, but 859 OPS with a 580 slug, so higher slugging than against righties. And we are working with 12 homers against lefties in 112 at bats, so that's great. That's like 1 for every 10 at bats. So I love it. I love this D-back stack. It is what it is. Hopefully they come in lower because I like it. I like it a lot. Zach Davies, he's a bum. 3.98 expected ERA, 1.2 WHIP, 18% K rate. I think didn't he play for the Brewers last year? There's no reason to play him in DFS, and there's plenty of merit into picking on him, especially with lefties. 12% K rate to lefties, 9% walk rate. Doesn't give up a ton of power because I believe he has no velocity to come back with. 89.5 mile an hour average velocity on his fastball, 76 on the slider, 74 on the curve, 79 on the changeup. So these lower velocity pitchers a little harder to generate power off of. But I don't know. I guess we can stack the Brewers too, though, because D-backs their bullpen's beatable. But I kind of like the D-backs stack more than I do like the D-backs stack more than the Brewers, but kind of like the D-backs stack more. Think about it. Davies luckily just ran out last turn and kept going. Yeah, not picking on Davies. Try last. Yeah, Davies reminds me of Kyle Hendricks, right? Where he throws no gas, and you think he would be getting shelled, but he doesn't really do that in terms of like power. And we just really, really need power. Power. They aren't, brothers. Well, I'm glad. Okay, all right. They said they're related. I'm pretty sure No, they aren't brothers. So they could just be cousins. I'm not even gonna look this up right now, but I need to. That's like a quick. Yeah. Anyway, hey chat, let's do a couple plugs. First of all, free Discord link in the description below. Get in here. Secondly, $50 ESPN League. I think we have 5 spots left on 5 spots. $50. DM me on Twitter or on Discord. We'll get you in that. And then, of course, when you're in the free Discord, check out these exclusive offers. We got a double your first deposit with PrizePicks. Use code GUNDACKER. They'll get you match your first deposit up to $100. That same deal with Underdog. It's best ball season. You're doing your drafts. Do the same thing over there when you sign up. And then, hey, if you're going to a football game, a baseball game, a basketball game, or just a concert, use the SeatGeek app. Type Gundacker in the checkout where they have coupon codes, and it'll save you $20 off of that. So a lot of cool stuff that I can help you with. I think so. I know so. Gives up tons of soft content. Yeah, it's science, right? Velocity. I don't know. I can't explain it. Padres and the Dodgers. Dustin May up against Yu Darvish. Padres 3.6 runs. Dodgers 4.6 runs. So a lot of unstoppable force, immovable object going on here where we respect the pitching, we respect the offenses. Dodgers traveling from the East Coast, right? We just saw him against Jacob deGrom a couple nights back. Now they get Yu Darvish, former Dodger, and certainly an above average pitcher. So this could be a 4-corner side where both offenses, both pitchers make it into the blender, but it's certainly never a fun thing to pitch against the Dodgers. And then Dustin May, you might have to worry about a pitch count. 86 pitches, so 71 to 86. So you usually see the plus 15 progression. So we'll see if they let him go much more than 90. I would assume 90's around the cap. Also, it would be a little bit worried about that 2 major league starts against the Marlins might be inflating his numbers a little bit, you know what I mean? Not that I think he's bad, but we only have 23 innings from last year, and then the 11 innings this year are against a way below average team, a team that's not the Padres. So maybe use a little bit of grain of salt when it comes to the expected metrics so far. So we'll bottom of the barrel, May and Darvish, and we're gonna have to trim some fat or really be diverse in pitching tonight. Maybe we promote David Peterson. Maybe. I think McCullers could be expendable if I really wanted to get some shares of Darvish and May, but also feel like I wouldn't lose sleep if I didn't. Yeah, I'm thinking McCullers might be a little expendable. But man, do the Angels strike out a lot. Offensively, I'm not getting massive power numbers for obvious reasons. I guess for the Dodgers side, I do get a little bit of power out of these righties. The Darvish a 1.4 home run per 9 so far to righties, a 45% fly ball rate. So Mookie Betts is right there, 3.9. I think he got DeGrom the other day, 3.95 on Will Smith if he's in the lineup. Normal run-of-the-mill Dodgers. You stack the Dodgers, you're stacking the Dodgers because they're the Dodgers. And every now and then we see Yu Darvish implode. So not the end of the world. All right, last game of the docket. Then we'll take a pause for the cause. Before we get into that game, let you know this is the very last week of the VIP till February 23rd promo. That's the NBA All-Star Break promo. It's $400, but it comes with a $150 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher. And as you saw in the video the other day, if you use code GUNDACKER, it's my name. It's a YouTube exclusive to track it. We'll take $25 off the price, so $374, $150 credit to Fantasy Cruncher, and you get locked in until February 23rd. So you get the entire NFL season, the rest of baseball, the first half of basketball. That's Discord, pre-lock voice chats, my spreadsheets, projections, my player pools, stuff like that. Cool way to support the stream, support the channel, support rundfs.com, get something in return, and I don't think there's going to be a better deal for the next year. I feel like that's the best deal we've ever done, is that. So get on it. It's the last week. what's today, Friday? This might be the last 2 days for that promotion, so don't wait if you want it. It's really hot in LA. Yeah, it was really hot in the Angels game the other day where Garrett Cole was pitching. It was like in the 90s, bro. It was wild. Kyle Gibson versus Alex Cobb is your main event. 60 degrees in San Francisco. Kyle Gibson, 7.5K. Alex Cobb, 7.8K. Both teams imply for less than 4 runs. 60 degrees, man, that's hoodie season, right? Put your hands in the holes of my sweater. I always stack the Phillies, so I probably have some of them here. I just saw the other night against the D-backs. Sometimes it works. Alex Cobb, 3.14 expected ERA, 3.13 Sierra, 24% K rate. So certainly a range of outcomes on DraftKings at 7.8 for that to come through pretty positively. So I certainly wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that being in the back end of the blender. Power wise, he doesn't give up much of it. Big ground ball rates as well. So cool weather, good park, and good ground ball rate could be a recipe to suppress some of these very noisy, powerful Phillies bats. So because of that, probably if I had to go 20 or less lineups, I wouldn't be on a Philly stack. And then for mass entry, I would be okay with just 2 or 3 man stacking. And then Kyle Gibson on the road this season, 255 average allowed, 105 home run per 9. Has he pitched lately? I feel like last time I watched him pitch, he got shelled by like the Nats or something. Maybe it was Pittsburgh or Cincy. 103 pitches 5 days ago. So 33 fantasy points, 29-33, and then a 5er in there. And that's the Mets. But Cincy and Pittsburgh really, really bad. So I get it. I don't think I get to Gibson, but there's a big price discrepancy between Fanduel and DK. So if I did, it would be DK only. And again, the park's in his favor, the temp's in his favor, and the matchup is meh. So this game is just like super, super average. And if we were doing just 20 entry max, I think the preferred stacks for me are going to be Diamondbacks. I just got that feeling in my bad knee on the Diamondbacks. Cardinals, Red Sox, Mets. That would probably be 4. And I guess the Astros would make the cut. So we could probably do 4 stacks 5 times of each team. Or if you cut one of those, we could do 5 stacks 4 times each. No, it's the other way. You get it. You get what I'm saying. 4 stacks 5 times each, or 5 stacks 4 times each, depending on how many teams you got. And that's it. That's what I got. Any lineups come out while we were chilling? Get you guys out of here. Will Davies still pitch today? His props are on no house advantage. No, I think he got scratched, Nick. Looks like Joe Kelly's going to open. So something happened where Davis Martin just... Sure, I'm assuming he's not pitching. It said scratch, so that to me that implies he's just not. He's just not pitching. I don't know what happened, but don't quote me. Maybe wait for definitive news. But I'm assuming that he's not. But any weather to watch here? Atlanta normal. Chicago's just a yucky day off and on light jerseys. Blah blah blah. I think it's either they play in ugly weather or they don't play at all. Never really gets heavy enough for an end game delay. It's going to change your opinion. So rain could make that game sloppy. That might actually be good for offense. What up, Gilbert? I guess I need to get you guys out of here. I think the deeper dive's cranking up, so I definitely don't want to overlap with that. But we'll take a look at the bomb detector before we get out of here. If you follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Gundecker, I'll try and post an updated version. Joey Manessa's at the top. Stone Garrett from the D-backs up there as well. Trevor Story, Carson Kelly. A lot of D-backs, man. D-backs, that's my squad. That's my stack squad here. We'll see where they end up in ownership. Would you go Castillo, Gibson, or Alcantara, Creamer? Ooh, man. That is a good one. Probably Alcantara, Creamer. That is so uncomfortable both ways. Alcantara, you're dealing with the risk against Atlanta, but you are getting the ceiling of their strikeout potential. A little bit of rain, but it looks like we're good. It looks like we're good. Castillo, Gibson, and then Castillo, man. I know he just dominated the Guardians, but back-to-back starts against the same team, and that team just generally doesn't strike out that much. That scares me, you know. So that's really, really close. I guess if right now, if I had to click it, I would probably go Alcantara Creamer. But just understand, I have no conviction or confidence in what I'm saying. You know? If you guys do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out. Tomorrow, I'll be on the Stochastic channel with Terry, I believe. Saturday is usually the gig. And then we'll be back next week. Lots of NFL content next week on top of MLB streams. So hopefully we cannot shut the door completely on MLB streams, but it might be a little bit more sporadic, right? What's up, Brian? I hope you're doing all right. You're late. I'm about to get out of here. I need to order some Subway. And then I'll be in the RunDFS.com VIP Discord. Be sure to get into that. Last 2 days for the VIP pass until the NBA All-Star break, man. Hey, appreciate you guys making part of my day. Be part of your day. Please tell somebody out there you love them because I love you. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Stochastic channel.